PUBG Mobile India launch officially announced. Release date, gameplay details, and more. DNA India. Galaxy S21 Ultra could feature the best telephoto camera in any smartphone. SamMobi. Apple Silicon MacBooks aren't getting touchscreens, and that's a good thing. Tom's Guide. Apple begins issuing monthly credits to Apple TV Plus subscribers through January. MacRumors. Goodbye, gas guzzlers. Ban on sale of gas vehicles in Quebec by 2035 expected to be announced Monday. CTV News Montreal. Elon Musk says, most likely, has a moderate case of COVID-19 investing.com. Esser. Women in England take legal action against sterilising device maker. BBC News. Home Hardware in Kamloops announces a third employee has tested positive for COVID-19. Kamloops News. Castanet.net. Mandalorian – subscriber spike highlights original content importance to Disney+, seeking alpha. The Neo Collection is coming to PS5 with 4K 120 FPS visuals. Press start Australia.